Let's take out our Bibles and learn together.
Chag Pesach Sameach, Happy Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. This is a very special time of year, and it's something that should impact every aspect of our lives, even as believers. We find that this holiday has a few different themes. One of them is redemption, which we see then fulfilled in the death, burial, and resurrection of Messiah Yeshua. It also has the theme of freedom from slavery, freedom from Egypt. Now, Egypt in the Bible represents the world. And so if you think about us before we have been redeemed, we are slaves to the world. We are in bondage to sin. And through the redemption provided by Yeshua on his death on the cross and burial and resurrection, we can be free from this slavery to sin and the world. And finally, there's a sense of newness. We can see that in newness of life. We can see that in the newness we have through our relationship in Messiah. So this is a very important holiday, not only to remember the Exodus and the redemption that Yeshua brought, that God brought the Israelites through, but also a newness of life through the redemption of Messiah Yeshua. And I wanted to just focus today for a couple minutes on the impact of women, not only in this Passover account, but also within the home today. So we see over the time leading up to the Exodus, there are some very important women that we find in the Bible. First, we find Shiphrah and Puah, the two Hebrew women who saved the male children from being slaughtered. Then we also see Miriam, who is Moses' sister, who showed great care in making sure, watching Moses as he was in that basket along the river. And his mother, we find Zipporah, Moses' mother, wanting to save her child and having the faith to put him in that basket and to trust in God to protect him. And we see the daughter of Pharaoh. Her name in the Bible is written Bittia, but we call her Batia. So his daughter Batia, and how she took on Moses and saved him. So we see all of these people, all of these women who played a part in leading up to this very important time. And we see even today that women within the Jewish home have a very important role. They create a Torah environment. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that women within the Jewish community study the Torah a lot. They study all of the Old Testament, but they do study Torah and the various Torah laws. So they create an environment in the home where the Torah is observed and learned. So that would be Shabbat. As we prepare for Shabbat, we prepare not only the meals, we prepare by studying the Torah portion beforehand, by lighting the Shabbat candles, and we see that the husbands, during the meal, at the beginning when there's some prayers and so forth, he actually reads from Proverbs 31. And when it talks about her children shall rise up and call her blessed, the children rise at the table and stand in honor of their mother. And this is done every week. Another thing we see the women doing is preparing for each of the holidays. So whether it's Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which requires a lot of preparation, both in cleaning, meals, all of the preparation involved. We see that in other holidays as well, just to make a festive, holy time. We also see that women provide a sanctuary from the world by creating a home that is peaceful and harmonious. It is an important role of the mothers and the wives in the Jewish home. And finally, the women play a very important role in guiding and training the children. So all of these aspects of women we see within the Jewish home and how we play an important role, and then also the important roles that various women played within the Jewish community leading up to the Exodus. So I'd just like to encourage you women that you have an important role within your marriage, within your family, within your home at every time of year, and you make a big impact upon your husband, your children, and the community. So I'd just like to encourage you to study the holidays before they come up, be prepared, and think of ways that you can enhance the experience for your family. Now we're going to be coming into a time where I share a recipe. This is kosher for Pesach. It is without leaven. It's a very simple recipe. It's Nahama Cohen's almond Passover cookies. Very simple, just a few ingredients, and we're going to start on that now. So I have in my bowl 2.5 cups of almond flour, or kind of ground up almonds, you would say. And to that, I'm going to add about 1 cup of sugar. Now, she recommends a sugar substitute, so that may be a little bit healthier, fewer calories, obviously. So I put in less than a cup of sugar. I always reduce the sugar a little bit from what they say. So we've got that, then a teaspoon of vanilla or almond extract. I actually have an almond extract here, which is very unusual. I keep a very simple kitchen. But here we're going to add 1 teaspoon of that. And then we're going to have 2 egg whites. So it did pretty good getting 2 egg whites. And I'm going to add that to the mix. And these are all of the ingredients. So I'm just going to stir this together and make it into a mix, and then I will proceed from here. So I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, first of all, I want to let you know that the dough for these cookies is more like a paste, okay? So it's not the normal cookie dough texture, it's more of a paste. And what I did was I just took a little, rolled them to make balls, and I don't have the almond halves, but I have almond slivers, and I just put some on the cookies like this. And I just want to encourage you that this is really a great time of year, and it can also be stressful. But one of the things I like to do is make some cookies, make some light snacks, different things like that that are kosher for Passover, and then people can be eating something while you're trying to make the main meal for the Seder and the next day. So this is one of the quick, easy things you can do. And another tip I'd like to give to you is, as you're preparing for Passover and you do your Passover cleaning, it's really a great idea to start cleaning at the bedrooms and work your way to the kitchen. So once those bedrooms are clean, then you don't have to worry about it. Most people don't eat in the bedroom too much, and if your kids take snacks, just make sure it's some sort of little snack that's without leaven in it. And as you move towards the kitchen, when you're getting close to the kitchen, then finish up cooking all the chametz that you have, like pasta or whatever, and then you clean out the rest of it. And then you can switch the kitchen over to be kosher for Passover. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I'm going to stick these in the preheated oven, and I will show them to you when they're done. I'll be back. Okay, so the first batch is out, the first 8, and I wanted to show you what they look like. So there you go. They're very easy, as I mentioned, and I just hope that you all will have a blessed and joyous Pesach. And there's the siren for the rockets. I gotta go. Chag Sameach.